As you can see, the creek is about 30 feet away from these homes, but Jones says her mother's pool was completely underwater during the flooding. This house was a prison for the children who lived in it. Not only were they subjected to sexual abuse, but education neglect and, as you can see, extremely poor living conditions. Police reports say it happened just beyond this fence, and perhaps one of the most disturbing parts about this case is that it all happened just feet away from this elementary school. Christy's own brother will testify that they weren't spending that time taking care of their child's basic needs. They were too busy playing video games. I'm live in front of the Planet Fitness in Beckley, where the suspect, 26-year-old Ryan Crago, was an employee at the time. Now, he is accused of using a cell phone or some kind of device to spy on a woman while she was undressed in the tanning bed, as witnesses described baby Jeremiah's final days. With another viral internet challenge on the popular app TikTok. The body was found in the woods along this road. These artificial trees can't be recycled, and they can really only end up in the trash. But something shelters really need are toiletries. Where the drought has taken a huge toll on the people who live in these outlying areas that depend on well water. But as you can see, the creek is completely dry. A glass of water on a hot August day. It's something a lot of us take for granted, but people living in the town of O'Toole waited nearly 2 decades for that first sip.
The O'Toole water is nasty, very nasty. It smelled like dirty fish water. I wouldn't drink it. Didn't like washing my clothes in it, but you didn't have much choice around here. Dirt in it, or, leaves in it, hair in it, looked like animal hair.
For as long as many locals can remember, running water in O'Toole was of poor quality and unreliable, and the only way to get clean drinking water was to carry jugs back and forth from a nearby spring, which they claim was a far more sanitary option than the town's original water source. This old well is where the people on O'Toole water system have been getting their water supply for years.
We don't even have a lid over top of it. Whatever comes from out of the air or whatever went down in it.
In recent years, more households got fed up with poor quality water and made the switch from O'Toole water to McDowell County Public Service District. But the switch wasn't cheap. Maintenance workers say tap fees alone cost $350, a price tag that kept the murky water running in many households until they were finally able to raise the funds.
And it feels so good to go to Spigot and have clean water and wash your clothes and they're clean.
Get you a glass of ice water.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Word spread to local action groups who helped pay for the remaining households to connect to the McDowell County PSD. As of Monday, O'Toole water is entirely phased out of the area, meaning no one has to trek to the spring for that glass of water. Reporting in McDowell County, Caroline Forbach, 59 News. McDowell County's declining economy and population over the years left thousands of abandoned buildings.
It looks like a third world country.
And city officials like Mayor Harold McBride with a huge problem on their hands. He says these collapsing buildings are standing in the way of economic growth.
So if you want these people to come, we have got to get it cleaned up.
State Senator Chandler Swope's proposed bill would make room in the state's budget to deal with abandoned buildings and allow counties and municipalities like Welch to apply for those funds.
So it will be operated under the DEP, and the state and or federal funding will go into that program, and it will become a funding source that cities and counties can apply to get funding to do this demolition of abandoned properties.
The building behind me is one of many that lawmakers say must come down. In fact, Swope says there are nearly 8,000 dilapidated structures like this one all over McDowell County. But tearing these buildings down can be a complicated process.
Some of them are being lived in, unfortunately, and they're really bad. They're a health hazard, but there's still people living in them. So you have to buy these out. So. And then the other ones that are not being lived in, that the rest fell in, and you have to get permission.
McBride says the bill would be a tremendous help. Swope says he hopes the project will take off this summer. McBride says he's ready now.
If the funding comes through, I know that the county and the city of Welch are ready to start tomorrow.
Reporting in McDowell County, Caroline Forbach, 59 News. but investigators told me they're concerned about what they might find in the ashes. Investigators sift through the ash, trying to uncover just what happened Monday before this house went up in flames. McDowell County deputies say it began around 6 p.m.
The Yeager Fire Department and numerous other departments responded to a structure fire here outside of Yeager. Prior to that, the McDowell County Sheriff's Department was called to a possible domestic.
Deputies say that domestic dispute involved a large sword. When they arrived, they found the house engulfed in flames. One victim was flown to Pikeville Medical Center for treatment. Deputies arrested Lisa Louise Turpin of Avondale and charged her with second-degree arson, third-degree arson, attempted murder, and malicious wounding. Investigators with the State Fire Marshal's office are handling the arson investigation.
Try to knock down what's left of the smoke and so we can have a safe area to go in and work ourselves.
Investigators arrived to the scene on Tuesday with shovels and rakes. They're looking for more than evidence of arson. Assistant State Fire Marshal Larry Hamrick says they suspect another person was in the fire.
We're trying to find out if there was someone else here or not. As soon as they can finish knocking down the rest of the fire, there's a team of 3 of us who's going to go in and start excavating what we can and try to come up with whether there's someone else here or not. Hopefully there's not.
Hamrick said it was comments made at the scene Monday night that led them to believe there may be another person. Investigators began the search for remains Tuesday afternoon. Offensive assistant coach for the San Francisco 49ers, Katie Sowers, is the first woman to coach at a Super Bowl. The historic moment sends a message to young women everywhere that football isn't just for the boys. Young women like Lydia Crook.
I am a kicker for the football team, and I am a sophomore.
Crook's journey began when her school resource officer saw her kicking a basketball in gym class. Impressed, he got coach Larry Thompson, who took her to the field and gave her a football to kick.
He was like, okay, we need you a part of the football team.
While intimidated at first, Crook says she was welcomed on the team and described her first game as breathtaking. Not only does she get to play for her school on the field, she gets to inspire other girls around the county.
I had one of the teachers walk up to me and tell me that his little girl was amazed that there was a girl playing. And it made me feel great, and now I just want to be able to keep doing that.
Crook says seeing a female coach at the Super Bowl shows her football dreams don't have to stay on the bench.
It inspires me because now I think that I can take this to the next level, and then I can take it further than that.
For Crook, it's about more than field goals. It's about breaking the mold.
It means a lot because my mom passed away, and she would do things that people didn't think that she could do. And being able to do something like this just makes me feel a little bit closer to her.
In the Microsoft Super Bowl commercial, Sowers says all it takes is just one, and then it opens the door for so many. From one game-changing woman to another.
Thank you for inspiring everybody you can.
Reporting in Wyoming County, Caroline Forbach, 59 News.